Hello everyone! I'm continuing on some Christmas related vlogging. First thing I wanted to give you a little update. We lost our internet yesterday afternoon and had no internet for almost 24 hours. And I had to spend hours on the phone with AT&T, which was completely pointless because the problem was that our modem had died. And the technician came today and replaced our modem, and we have a shiny, nice new modem now. And he said he was actually very surprised that our modem lasted as long as it did. So hopefully my computer is already going way faster, and hopefully uploads will be faster in the future as well. Okay, I want to show you something in the fridge that came in the mail today. Okay, this little box, which my fridge is very full, so I didn't really have any place to put it. Here's Ben's gingerbread house, which he hasn't decorated yet, and our advent calendars, which we get to start soon. And this little box is from Cheryl's Cookies. And I wanted holiday cake pops, and I keep getting this ad online for holiday cake pops, but then it said they didn't have them. So I'm like, stop showing me the ad. So I got these little truffles instead, and they're so cute. They're like holiday. Got a little, oh, did he lose his head? Oh dear, little snowman, a little stocking, and let's see if the other one has his head better. There he is. There's the little snowman, little wreaths. Yeah, there's two snowmen, but one of them lost his head. And then there's wreaths and stockings, and some that are just like sprinkles and stripes. But they're all chocolate truffles inside. And so there are a dozen, so we each get 4. There's our Christmas tree. Isn't it pretty? Okay, we're gonna go upstairs. I just remembered that I have this ornament that we got in Colorado this summer. Well, good grief. They wrapped it so well. I bought it in Vail at a gift shop. I have to put this on the tree. It is, well, come on. Ah! It's a bear from Vail. Isn't he cute? We need to hang that on the tree. In a very exciting development, there are already 2 gifts under the tree. And they are both for me. My daughter, who had a job last summer and actually made some money, bought gifts for me for herself and her younger brother, although he has his own money too. He earns money from his YouTube channel, so I don't know how they're working that out. But anyway, my kids all have their own money now that they made themselves, that I didn't give them. So this is like an exciting development. So they can buy gifts for other people themselves. How cool is that? So anyway, there are 2 gifts under the tree for me already. So I don't want them to feel sad and left out. I have all of their gifts and I need to do some wrapping. So I thought that you could join me today while I do some wrapping, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how we do Christmas gifts in our family. All right, over here in the corner next to my bed, I have a few packages that I need to open because there are some gifts in there. But what I want to show you is under the bed. This is an under the bed gift wrap organizer. It's Rubbermaid. Had this for a long time. And basically I have all my gift wrapping stuff in here. I have gift tags. I keep the good scissors in here. I keep gift wrap tape. Lots more gift wrap tape, and I keep a Sharpie in here to write on the gift tags. And I also want to say, if you ever run out of gift tags, don't worry about it. Just use a Sharpie and write on the gift wrap. To, from, easy peasy. It's just going to get thrown away anyway. And then in here I have tissue paper, all different kinds of tissue paper for gift bags, and a heaping bunch of gift bags. Now, the bottom is actually designed to have rolls of gift wrap, but I have so many gift bags and tissue that it's basically just more of that. And so I don't have any, and I'll keep like sheets, folded sheets of gift wrap, like for birthdays and stuff in here. But I'm going to grab out what I need right now. And then over here on the floor, I have 3 rolls of Christmas wrap that came in a pack of 3. And there was another roll under the bed by itself, and I think Megan probably used that up to wrap my gifts that she got for me. So I'm going to get this out. And I have to be careful when I film this video because this video is going to go up before Christmas. And so I don't want the kids to see what they're getting before they get it. I was going to try to talk to you while I wrapped, but I'm realizing that's too much. I need to focus on the wrapping. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about gifts first, and then I will shut the camera off and end the video, and I will do my wrapping. And maybe I'll show you the gifts under the tree once I get them all wrapped. I'm not sure if I'm going to wrap everything today because I think I have 13 gifts to wrap. That's kind of a lot. And my back is still a little sore from putting up the Christmas tree. Okay, so here's what I wanted to talk to you about with gifts. When I was a kid, and even with my parents, especially my mom, there is a tendency, I think, for a lot of people to go overboard in buying your children gifts for Christmas. I think this is especially easy to do when they're younger. The older they get, the harder they are to buy for, because honestly, sometimes you ask them what they want and they just want money. Well, that's great, but that's boring and not very wrappable. But there's just so many toys and cute clothes and all of that when they're babies and toddlers and little kids and even into elementary school. And I think it's easy for parents and especially grandparents, maybe even aunts and uncles, to kind of go nuts. And you'll see pictures of people with Christmas trees, and there's literally like 400 presents or something under the Christmas tree. And I just think that's really materialistic and a little bit much and probably not necessary and giving into consumerism and stuff like that. So it's just more junk in your house that you're going to have to get rid of. And the older I get, the less concerned I am with stuff. And the more I'm realizing, like, especially after thinking about my dad's house, I can't even. My dad's lived in his house since I was a baby, and I don't even want to imagine how much stuff is in there. And like, it was a lot of work for my mom. She did it all herself. But when she sold her house, she had to get rid of like everything in her house to downsize to an apartment. And then not too long ago, she downsized again from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 1-bedroom apartment, which is much, much nicer than the 2-bedroom that she had, but it is smaller. So she had to get like all new furniture and get rid of lots more stuff. So just think about that. Do you want your legacy to your children and grandchildren to be that they have to go through your house and get rid of a bunch of stuff? No. Nobody wishes that on anyone. If you had to do that for your parents, like when they passed away, think about that. Do you want your kids to have to do that for you? So ease back, folks. Ease back on the stuff. Okay, there's my soapbox message for today. But anyway, there's a few different cool, fun ways. There's actually lots of cool, fun ways that you can frame your gift giving, if you will. For a while, it was just down to me and the kids and my parents. At one point, before that, it was me, my husband, my kids, and my parents. 8 years ago, when we still got together with my extended family, we'd do like a gift exchange, like we'd draw names. And so like I would get the name of one of my cousins. And then another thing we did we did it on both sides of the family, my mom's side and my dad's side. For a while, we did that gift game. Have you ever done that? That can be really fun. Where if you have a big extended family and you don't want like 7 million gifts, everybody brings one gift that could be good for anyone. And you wrap it and you put to nobody from you, or you don't even have to do names. And you put all the gifts in the middle in a pile, and then everybody draws a number. So say there's, 25 people there. Everybody draws a number 1 through 25. And then if you got number 1, you get to pick a gift first. And you get to open that gift. And okay, so now number 1 has their gift. Then number 2 goes. Number 2 can decide, do they want to keep their gift or do they want to swap it with number 1? And they can trade. And it's the person who's opening that gets to decide whether to trade or not. The person who, so you could kind of be stealing a gift from somebody. And this game can go on for quite a while and be very, very funny. It can also get very competitive, but it's a really cool, fun way to make a game out of gift giving. So by the time you get to like number 25, there can be all sorts of swapping going on. We have in past years when we played that game had to start putting a limit on the number of times a gift can be stolen. Because if there was something really popular that everybody wanted, it started to get kind of crazy. So, but that's a fun way to do it. And I'm sure there's other games like that where everybody's only buying one thing and everybody's leaving with only one gift. So it's fair, it's even, it's not expensive, because even if, say, your family of, my family of 4, me and my 3 kids come, well, we still have to buy 4 gifts, but we're only buying 4 gifts. We're not buying 25 gifts. So if you do something like that in a big extended family thing, that can be really fun. What?
Can Ben and I each have 1 truffle?
Yeah. Just keep track so you only have your 4. Yep. She wanted to know if they could have the truffles. For our family, I've done it a couple of different ways. Basically, with the kids and me, like between them with each other and them to me, it's 1 gift each. So they each buy me 1 gift. So within our little family of 4, I get 3 gifts. 1 from Andrew, 1 from Megan, and 1 from Ben. And that's perfectly fine. And then I will probably also get a gift from my mom, and I will probably get a gift from my dad. Okay, so I'll get 5. They each buy each other 1 gift. So Andrew buys 1 gift for Megan. Andrew buys 1 gift for Ben. Megan buys 1 gift for Andrew. Megan buys 1 gift for Ben. Ben gives 1 gift to Andrew. Ben buys 1 gift for Megan. So they're each getting 2 gifts from their siblings. Okay? And then I give the kids 3 gifts each. And the reason I do 3 gifts each is because technically that's what baby Jesus got, right? With the gold, frankincense, and myrrh. I know, if you know your Bible history, the wise men didn't actually come to the nativity. That's wrong. The wise men actually came to the house where Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus were living in Egypt, and actually by the time they came, he was actually like a toddler. So, but anyway, nativity scenes are all wrong. The premise is that he only got 3 gifts. The idea is that there were 3 kings, there were 3 wise men, they gave 3 gifts. And so we've kind of stuck to that because I think that's a perfectly reasonable amount of gifts for kids to get. So for example, in my family, my kids get 5 gifts each. Well, probably 7. Because they're probably also getting gifts from Grandpa and Mima. And technically, then Andrew is probably getting some extra gifts because Andrew goes to his dad's house. And so he's going to be getting gifts from his dad and his stepmom, maybe his siblings over there. Santa comes to their house too. And his grandparents. And I'm not sure how all they do it over there. I mean, whenever he would go to his dad's for Christmas, we would basically how we ended up working it out with his dad. It took us a while at the beginning to figure out how to do that. But basically how we ended up doing it is Andrew would be with us for Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve night. And then we would open our stockings, get our stockings from Santa in the morning. So we would exchange our family gifts on Christmas Eve. Usually we would go to church and then open the gifts either before or after. We stopped going to church like 4 or 5 years ago, but so sometimes I'll still read like a Christmas story or something like that. And then we open our gifts as a family, and then we have our stockings and our gifts from Santa on Christmas morning. And then as soon as we're done with that, Andrew will leave and he will go to his dad's house and spend Christmas Day with his dad's family. That's how we've done that for a long time now, for many number of years. Now this year with the pandemic is kind of a weird exception, but if you're watching this years later, you won't care about that. So don't worry about it. We're working it out for it to be safe and everything with the pandemic. But we're still going to be able to do our tradition of opening our family gifts on Christmas Eve and having our stockings from Santa on Christmas morning. So that's how we do that. My kids are getting 2 gifts from their siblings, and then they get 3 gifts from me. And you can do things with that too. And for a while, I actually did 4 gifts because I did something you want, something you need, something to wear, and something to read. And for the something to wear, for a long time, it would be a pair of Christmas jammies. And then they would all open their Christmas jammies on Christmas Eve and wear them on Christmas Eve. And then they would have their Christmas jammies on when they came down to open their stockings and see what Santa brought them on Christmas morning. And I got lots of cute pictures from that and everything. So that's a nice one too. If you want to do 4 gifts, you can do something you want, something you need, something to wear, and something to read. However, several years ago, I kind of phased out the something to read. Now, with that note in mind, a couple people are getting some books this year. But that's, yeah. But anyway, partly I phased out the something to read because we started to want to scale back the books in our house. We had a lot of books in our house and we sold we had a few thrift sales. We even had some straight out book sales where we just got rid of tons and tons of books in our house because books take up a lot of space. When we do eventually move, books are heavy. And so we really wanted to get rid of books. And that was about the same time where we started to really utilize the public library a lot. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know we love the public library and we use it all the time. So I only am going to read like a novel. I'm only going to read a novel once. Now the kids, there's some book series that we have in the house that we own that all 3 kids have read the series. Like the Percy Jackson books, for example, or the Ranger's Apprentice books, stuff like that. Or even going back to like the Magic Treehouse books, things like that. So there are some sets that, you know, they've kind of passed down. And then maybe after they've all read them, then we'll get rid of it. And like I have like the whole collection of Little House on the Prairie of Laura Ingalls Wilder's books. I'm probably not going to sell those because that's like a very fond memory for me from when my grandmother used to read those to me and my brother. But, you know, things like that. There's a few things that we keep. Like I have a few really special children's books, like picture books, that I will keep like forever and probably want to read to my grandkids someday. But otherwise, for the books I read, I mean, I read about 48 to 50 novels a year. I read a novel about every 10 days to 2 weeks. I'm not going to buy all those books. That'd be ridiculous. I'm not going to read them again. So I get all of those from the public library. But anyway, so I kind of phased out the something to read. So now they just get 3 gifts again. And I kind of do something you want, something you need, and something to wear, sort of. But I also kind of do, like, it can also be something you want, something you need, and a surprise. That's another way that you can do it. And a few years ago, I started making one of the gifts sort of standard. I give them a new calendar, like a new wall calendar. And for the younger 2 kids, actually, they like to have a mini calendar on their bedroom doors as well. So they actually get 2 calendars from me. So I guess that's kind of something you need. But I've kind of phased out that too. I just get them each 3 gifts. And I kind of just ask them, what do you want for Christmas? And they get 3 gifts. So in total, the kids are going to get, within our little family, 5 gifts. 3 from me, 1 from each of their siblings. And then they're going to get some gifts from Grandpa, Mima, outside people. So that's what we do for gift giving in our family. That's our tradition. I really do try to limit it. I don't want my children to be flooded with excess and think that it's all about gimme, gimme, gimme. My parents did something that I did not like. They made it a point, and it wasn't this way every year, but I remember them telling me this. They made it a point to spend the same amount of money on each of us, on me and my brother. Okay, I probably do spend generally the same amount on each kid, but I don't sit there counting every penny, making sure I spend exactly the same amount of money on each kid. I just buy them 3 gifts each. Now, I'm not going to buy one kid an all expenses paid trip around Europe and buy the other kid a sweater. Of course not, you know. But I mean, it's going to be even and equitable and stuff. But my parents had this thing where they were determined to spend the same amount of money on each child. And sometimes that was fine, but sometimes it wasn't, because maybe the amount of money was $100 and one kid got one $100 thing and the other kid got 5 $20 things. No matter how nice that $100 thing is, that kid who only got one thing, you know, and I think sometimes it would be me, sometimes it would be my brother, they still feel gypped because they only got to open one thing. And the other kid got to open 5 presents. Wait a second. So I advise against that. I advise against the spending the exact same amount rule. If you want to try to spend the exact same amount on each child, great. But make sure they're getting the same number of things to open. Because they're going to notice that. They're going to notice if one kid got 5 presents to open and has 5 presents under the Christmas tree, and one kid only has 1. So don't do that. I would strongly advise against doing that. I really think it's more about they like to see that they have the same number as their siblings, the same number of gifts. And I don't think they necessarily think so much about the cost of things as you would. So be careful with that. And that's my thoughts and advice on that. Share in the comments below what you guys do for Christmas. How do you manage presents, and do you have any like guidelines for gift giving in your family? Do you have any special gift giving traditions? Do you have a special type of gift that you give every year? That can be another cool thing too. Like if you're exchanging with your larger extended family, or even within your own family, like you can pick like a gift theme. Like this year we're all going to exchange books, or this year we're all going to exchange food, or this year we're all going to exchange, you know, some type of clothing or whatever. You can put a theme around it. And that can help with spending too. Instead of like worrying so much about a dollar amount, like, okay, we're going to have a $50 limit. And then within that, anything goes. If you have a guideline of what type of gift everybody's buying, then you know that everybody's going to kind of go away happy. And I'll give you an example of this. Ben was so excited about his kindergarten Christmas party. He was so looking forward to it. And the teacher did this exchange thing, which was really cute and fun. And I was there volunteering, helping with the party. I volunteered a lot in Ben's kindergarten classroom. And then I actually ended up being his kindergarten teacher's main regular substitute teacher for a few years until she retired. So I was there when they had the Christmas party. And we sat the kids around in a circle. And it was like she was reading a story. And every time she read a certain word, or every time she said a number, they had to pass the gifts. So everybody had a gift in their lap. Everybody brought one gift. And then I think that the teacher was wise, and she had some extra gifts wrapped in case anybody had forgotten to bring a gift. So there was one gift per child. Everybody had a gift in their lap. And then every time she read a certain thing, they had to pass it so many places to the left or to the right, you know. So, okay, pass the gift 2 people to the left. Now pass the gift 4 people to the right, or whatever. And it was really cute and fun. And then at the end, whatever gift you ended up with in your lap was the gift you opened. Everybody got a toy, except Ben got a book. And he was just heartbroken. Little 5-year-old Ben was so heartbroken. I mean, it was a nice book, but when every other kid in the class got a toy and you're the only kid who got a book, he was just so sad, and like that ruined the whole excitement of it for him. And so that's why that theme thing, and like we're all going to exchange books, or we're all going to do candles or whatever in a setting like that where you're getting a lot of people together, can be a really helpful, good idea, because then you know nobody's going to go away disappointed, hopefully. So I hope that those tips and suggestions, some of sharing our stories and our traditions, were helpful to you. I'm curious to hear your stories and your traditions and what you guys do for gift giving. Put them in the comments down below. If you liked this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up down below. And if you are new to the channel or haven't yet subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. I wish you all a safe and happy holiday season. Safe travels.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish